Hi.
Hey there.
Welcome to Within the Cauldron. Thank you for tuning in. We have a great guest tonight from the UK. But first, hope everybody's doing fine. I hope the weather is treating you well. It's probably about 50 here, about 45 or 50 in the
God, I
Midwest.
love that.
Actually, it's 60.
Oh, 60? Oh, it's
Yeah,
60.
60.
Sorry. 60. Okay. And your weather in Arizona?
Oh God, it's 88 and it's supposed to be 92 today.
Oh, wow.
I'll take your weather.
You know, I think I will too for now.
I'm not
I don't think you want 92 right now.
Yeah, we melt sometimes. You know, we're witches. We gotta kind of watch out.
us northern
So do I. That's why I stay inside with the air conditioning.
I know. I don't blame you. I was gonna say you being one
But
too.
we
I
did
mean,
have a tornado threat.
yeah, of course. We always down the basement at least once a month.
The day I leave for Salem is a tornado threat. I'm like, I'm out of here. It's fine.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
yes.
You know, we have a basement. We all hunker down and try and laugh it out. But
Yeah, no
anyway,
kidding. That's scary. Very scary.
it is very scary. We're used to it by now, though.
That's
No,
a lie.
not really.
We're not used to it.
No, not
we
really.
still cry. It's okay.
I was gonna say.
But we have a guest tonight. I would like for you to introduce this guest for us, please.
Absolutely. We have a special guest all the way from the UK, Andy Guy. And if you know who he is, he's been using results from data logging, the environment, and investigation and variables since 2011. He now designs and produces equipment through the trading name, and I know I'm going to butcher this, I think it's Skyer, with a goal of sharing his findings with as much of the paranormal community as possible to help develop further insights and discoveries. Let's welcome Andy Guy.
Hello.
Hi, Andy.
Hi, you got the name perfect. Good job.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
Thank you. I was like phonetically sounding it out.
Yeah,
I would be the one that would chop it up. So it's like, no. That's what, if he chops it up, that's okay. It's not me.
it's from the Latin. It's a Latin word actually, which is means to know, and it's the basis of where science comes from. So it should be more like scare, but you know, I always
Scale.
said scare.
I like that. I like it better pronounced that way. It makes it fancier.
It does. But, you know, I would never get anyone to say it right if I said scare.
That's true. That's true.
Before we get started, I just want to give a shout out to Mark and Michelle from Dark Side Spirit Seekers in the UK. They're watching today, and I'm sure a lot of our paranormal friends from the UK will be watching soon as well. But let's get started. Sister, why don't you start out with the first question?
Well, I just want to know more about the bell because I have purchased one now. As soon as I found out about it, who was it that was told us about it? I was going to buy it recently.
Paranormal Truth.
Yeah,
Paranormal Truth.
Yeah.
So I had to buy it. So I want to know more about it. See if you can. And I love the fact that when you purchase it, you know, this is how detail oriented he is. And I love that I am too. So this is what I like. He gives you a piece of paper that has everything on it. And it talks about like what the colors represent when the bell lights up. So I would love to hear more about the bell, Andy.
So the interesting part of the bell is it's kind of the end of a bit of a journey of different bits of equipment. So might talk about later on, but a lot of things I make come from data logging and finding these patterns of how when paranormal events happen, things actually change in the environment or the environment's right for when something can occur. And I've made pieces of equipment which are looking at these different patterns I found. So like an air pressure device and a temperature device and a magnetism one. And I had a couple of times where people would say, I only take a small bag around me when I'm ghost hunting, like a camera bag. Which one of those things is the most important? And I was thinking, it's a real shame. It's a shame you can't, put some more there. So
To compact it, yeah.
exactly. So I made this device, which I called a TASMA, because it's a TAD, an Aeroflux, a Seismo, and Magnavox, and more, which is then all the bits in one device.
Nice.
And I was invited to go to a Victorian style seance. So everyone was going to kind of dress in Victorian clothes. We were going to go to a building, just candlelight, and do it very old school. I'm thinking, my stuff doesn't feel very Victorian or old school. So I thought, what's the worst thing about it is the beeping. Beeping just you're instantly out of that Victorian vibe.
Right.
I take that and put a bell on it instead, so that then that would ring instead of it beeping.
Right.
Which then doesn't lose that vibe. In fact, it adds something to it. So if you're in a room and you're talking to someone and then that rings, everyone just stops and they concentrate. They kind of focuses them a little bit. So beyond that Victorian seance, it's actually been really useful, and people really wanted to get one as well. So I started working out how to make it so other people can pick them up.
Well, I absolutely love it. It's been great. Like I said, when we were backstage, I am the second owner of this house. It was built in the 70s. It's not like it's a Victorian home or anything like that, but it does have the previous owner's wife's spirit here. And she makes it clear when she doesn't like things in the house, like my ex-husband. Sorry. But she has rung the bell, which has been really cool. So, I mean, I've really enjoyed having it. And you were so fast on shipping it. Like I said before, I just appreciate that, because I was expecting like 6 to 8 week lead time, and which was totally fine. But I was like shocked to get the email that said it's on its way. And I'm like, oh boy, can't wait.
Yeah, some of the shipping.
I need to purchase one.
Yeah, we got
it across like in a day or two. It's sometimes.
Yeah. Well, thank you. That was awesome. I appreciate it. So tell us what you have. So when it's lighting up the different colors, can you tell us a little bit about what the different colors mean? And
yeah, so one of the important things I'm always interested in is making sure things are calibrated, because that's the first thing people who are a bit nervous about using kit will say, it's uncalibrated. How do I know that it's actually going to properly detect things? So when you switch it on, you'll see that it kind of flashes yellow and then goes a solid yellow. So the first thing it does is as you put it down, and then after that, it'll look at the environment, work out what's changing naturally, and then go, okay, that's a natural draft, or that's a weird magnetic field from something in the room, and it will just ignore all that. And then after that, it'll then detect any anomalies which are above that calibration level. So you have an air pressure sensor in there, which looks for a particular pattern I've found over the last decade and a half of sudden fluctuation in air pressure, which occurs just before something else occurs. So the air pressure fluctuation itself isn't the thing. It's not the paranormal thing. It's more like an indication that something is there or is trying to interact. And maybe take a slight tangent away from that. One of the things I've found when I'm meeting people and talking about this with people who've got sensitivities, I've said that they quite often have trouble with air pressure. They have trouble with planes and things like that. And I'm thinking, are they able to pick up on those subtle air pressure temperature changes, and are kind of, they can feel it and they're more sensitive to it. Likewise with the magnetic sensor that's in it, it will detect sudden spikes, which again, I've seen people with some sensitivities have been able to feel when there's a strong magnetic field, which we shouldn't really be able to do, but there are some people who have that ability in those senses. It also looks for hot spots and cold spots, which are very typical paranormal manifestations. And it looks at, I'll call it EMF, because that's commonly what people refer to it as.
Right.
But it's generally electric charge was in the air. It picks it up, magnifies it, and if it detects that amount's suddenly gone up, it'll go white, just to let you know.
Oh, wow.
And I've done something experimental with it. So have you ever used cat balls to investigate with?
Yes.
So some people don't like them. Some people swear by them, but I did some experimenting with them. And if you put a strong source of EMF next to them, you can set them off without touching them or move them at all. So in essence, they work quite well as a strong EMF detector. So I built that into one of these. So then if you tilt it, it'll ring. Sorry if everyone at home's wearing earphones. But it's completely flat. There's no way that will ring unless you that strong EMF surge just in location of it to set it off. So it's a cat ball experiment built into there to kind of prove why cat balls go off sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool.
Well, I love it. That's so cool. I love it. Thank
There's
you
a lot
so
in
much.
there.
Yeah. Well, no, because I love the technical part of it. That's the fun part. And like I said, this has been such a great, your color chart is a great, I'll put it up there for everybody to see, but it's been great to be able to see that, because once you're looking at it, you can go, okay, there's a spike, there's a hot spot, or there's a cold spot, I mean, it's a great little tool to have. So
Yeah.
I was worried originally with people kind of being able to learn the color codes, because it's quite a lot. There's quite a few different things that comes out. But
Yeah.
what I see in practice is that some people then will remember a couple of the colors and other people remember another couple of colors. So when something goes off, then someone will jump in and go, oh, that's a magnetic field hit.
Right. Exactly.
Look.
You're like, yeah, everyone's learning.
Hey.
When we was talking to Jamie and Rebecca from Paranormal Truth, I mean, their bell was going off a lot. I mean, and I'm glad it did, because it got our interest. Like, what is that? And they showed us, and then that, of course, led us to you. So it was really awesome. Thank you, Jamie, Rebecca, for that.
Yes,
And
definitely.
did you have a question?
Yeah. Do you have like any kits that you can purchase?
As in, like, everything, all the individual bits you can get through the website. I'm actually working on a starter kit right now for people who are just kind of getting into it, which has it's going to have one of these in it, but also other useful stuff. Like part of when I investigate, there was an example. So I'll get a map of the place, and then I'll take 30 audio recorders and put them all around the building, and then say where all the recorders are. And each investigator will then put a wearable recorder on their wrist. And then at the end of the night, after I download it, it all gets synced up. And that means if someone said, I heard footsteps at 10:02, I can jump to 10:02 and then listen over the entire building and every team and find out if it was really someone who wasn't walking around, or if it actually was just a team member. So the starter kit has a couple of those where you can either put as a stand-up one or a wearable, and a book so they can record their investigations routinely and consistently, and a bit of a how-to guide. A few early experiments people can try, which are beyond just the normal kind of calling out techniques. A few different things, because sometimes people, when they watch a TV show and they go out and they just do that, and then they kind of get stuck doing just that, and they don't really expand both what they're trying to do, but also do techniques where you're trying to build on the relationship with the personalities that you interact with, like in your house, Colleen. So you kind of build up a relationship, unfortunately, over time, and some of the techniques of just kind of going into place and calling out and standing questions, that you kind of start from scratch every time.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
I'm trying to help people start off on the right foot.
That's great. I mean,
I love that.
yeah, I do too, because
I'm going to be, I do a lot of TikTok. So when I go live, your equipment would be like amazing for me when I'm going live, because I normally go with my phone, and it would be nice to have equipment that doesn't have anything to do with it, and people would be intrigued by it, like the bell and stuff, especially because a lot of my audience is witches, and a bell is very sacred to us. So we would definitely like that.
yes.
It was it was originally why I started making equipment for the general public, because I was making things for years and years, but only selling things occasionally to friends when I was like making it for them. But it was during the pandemic when I was contacted by a lot of people who were going out to abandoned buildings and streaming, and they wanted things that they could use, and I thought, oh, okay, so that's why these things kind of glow a lot, so you can put them down a corridor somewhere and catch them on camera while you're doing streaming. So they're very focused on people being able to share their investigation with people, which is pretty good.
Like for me, I'm going to like a lot of like haunted like hotels and Airbnbs and just different locations
Oh,
like
that's
that.
clever.
Stay the night, and sleep in, and feel the place's energy and everything, and see if it's really like haunted.
Mm.
Tell people, yeah, this is a place maybe you want to explore. Is it worth it? Is it not?
Yeah. Yeah, we've
Yeah,
been to quite a
awesome.
few haunted hotels and B&Bs.
Mhm.
When we go on vacation, we kind of want to stay in a haunted place than anything because we're just crazy,
Well,
I guess.
it's not even like
It's a 2 for 1, isn't it?
history. It's
Yeah.
the history of it, and
Yes.
really having that story be told by that old building
Yeah.
itself.
Mm.
And it's great for your skills too, to get in touch with your mediumship, to get in touch with your tarot cards and stuff.
Yeah.
It's great to work that
Yeah.
when you're staying there too, to
Like,
see how correct you are.
Like recently, I stayed at a haunted place, and then I felt an energy, and then I sent Colleen a video of the place. I'm like, "What do you feel? Let's see if I feel the same thing that you feel."
Oh, that's an interesting experiment.
I think we nailed it, didn't we?
Yeah.
I told her what I thought, and then you said the same thing. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Wow. It's pretty cool.
It is. Yeah, I'm the ghost tool for the paranormal teams, so
yes,
'cause I'm a medium. So it's like if you ask the 2 teams I consult with, they'll say like when we do podcasts, it's always, "What's your favorite tool?" And they're like, "Her."
she is like
She is a
Nico.
tool.
Nico's my cousin. He's on our team too. He's our
Tech.
dictionary and tech
Yeah.
for like the witchy community. And then Colleen is, she has amazing abilities and she's very
Mhm.
confident in it. So
Yeah.
I talk to dead people. We were just saying, we're talking backstage. Chrissy's like, "I'm talking to myself, so don't mind me." And I'm like, "It's okay. I talk to myself all the time." My husband looks at me and goes, "Are you talking to me, the dogs, or a ghost?" I talk to myself.
Do you have your own paranormal team, Andy?
No, I tend to investigate with other people. I do occasionally do like private ones with a few people who are kind of got good skill sets that are going to work for that particular investigation. But I've investigated with a group called Southern Ghost Society since like 2012. But I'm starting to work more across the UK with a lot of different groups. So not actually investigated with Paranormal Truth yet, but we know each other. Actually, no, I did investigate with them in a place called the Priest's Cottage in Leeds last year. I forgot about that. So that was good. But yeah, otherwise there's lots of different teams, and they're all doing some really interesting, not all of them, but a lot of them are doing their own little interesting things. They've got these little niche projects and stuff like that. So it's kind of good to find out what other people are getting up to, because there's some really clever ideas out there.
there is.
Yeah.
I feel like being creative and coming together and coming up with ideas together is just an amazing thing, especially in the paranormal field.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
is your favorite like paranormal location that you've explored?
It's Preston Manor in Brighton, which is a Georgian building, so it's about 300 years old. But the manor has been there since the Doomsday Book, so 1000 AD. And the interesting thing about it is it'd been in a family's possession for a good deal of time until the 20s, when the war came along and a lot of the family members joined the war and died off. So they kind of came to the end of their lineage. And instead of selling on to another big family, they gave the house and all the possessions to the local council to have as a museum. So if you go there today, the original sheets are still on the bed, the clothes are in the wardrobe, the pots and pans are in the kitchens, and that's from the 1920s. So kind of stepping into the past. And when you investigate there, that's what it feels like. That there are
It's
people.
like time traveling in a way.
Exactly. It's kind of like, have you ever seen the movie The Others at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's that. It's like going into The Others, because the interactions you have feel more like there's someone still living there and doing their own thing, and they don't necessarily directly interact with you, but they're interacting with the world. There's this kind of a little curio cabinet there, which keeps just opening the doors itself.
Wow.
And coincidentally, I was actually there last week, and the cupboard door opened itself at the same time as the door to the room next to it also opened itself. No explanation for either, banging up and down the floorboards and things.
Mhm.
But it didn't seem to be talking to us, but it just was going about its their business,
Normal
her
business.
Yeah. So yeah, it's an amazing place. I'd always recommend it. Not the best place that I know to see things. There's a really good place not too far from me called Wimmering Manor, where if someone wants to go see something who doesn't have the ability to see it and with other senses, I'd always point that out because I've seen full shadow figures just standing there staring at me, and people reported that over the decades as well. Yeah, it's an interesting building. That
So what was the name of that building now, Andy?
that one's called Wimmering Manor.
Wimmering Manor. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. It's that's again about 800 years old, and it's like some of it's original as well. So it's had a very long history and some very bloody stories, but some of those a bit urban legendy. But still, if most people will go there, if you go there long enough, will end up having something visual, which is pretty rare.
Right.
That sounds very exciting.
Yeah.
Anything in USA? Have you ever been into the USA for any kind of paranormal work?
I haven't. I've got a friend who Bree Schrader, who lives in Washington State in Spokane, and she has access to St. Ignatius Hospital, and she investigates there all the time.
Yeah.
And at some point, I'll be going along, I think, to pay her a visit.
Oh, cool.
And go to the hospital as well, obviously.
I'm gonna try to investigate at the Axe Murder House here in the Midwest.
Well, we have, in speaking of the Axe Murder House, our guest on Sunday has been there.
Yeah.
A few times, so that'd be exciting though. When you go on investigation, or when you talk in the public about the equipment that you have made, do you get any kind of skeptics that's like, what? Huh?
Yeah, especially when you go to your day job and they say, what do you do at the weekend? I was going off and watching a football match or at the park, and I go, well, I was sitting in a dark tunnel underneath a fort for 7 hours. You have to explain why.
I love that.
Yeah. But yeah, some people, they will say, it's rubbish. But for me, I kind of come from a place of not trying to believe, just trying to kind of witness and interact and trying to work to the point where I'm not really needing to believe, and I don't now need to believe because I've seen enough and witnessed enough to know that there's something there. So
yeah.
And the nice thing is because I record everything. I wear a camera all the time, or an audio recorder around. If someone says I don't believe in that, I'll go, it's fine. You don't need to believe. Watch this.
Yeah.
Well, we got some comments here.
Hey, I was just talking about you, Brie. I butchered your surname again.
I saw that somewhere. I thought that was the person he was talking about.
It was, yeah.
And then because Jamie and Rebecca here from Paranormal Truth,
Yay.
we can't wait to see what
Hi, guys.
Andy's working on next.
Yeah.
And we have Mark and Michelle from Dark Side Spirit Seekers in the UK that you will meet in next month when you come back. They have the Dead Bell and the Evire Bell, so they claim they're really good.
Yeah,
that's why I call mine is the Vira Bell, because it's monitoring the environment and then rings a bell. So it's sort of I'll try to make names which match what it does.
Yeah.
And
then you have Whisper Encounters that says hi to you as well.
I know, I'm looking at the website
Huh?
going, what am I going to buy next?
Yeah, I need to look at the website today.
And then somebody said this, it's Andy London, by the
I
way.
thought, yeah. So Andy, you got Whispered Encounters, a new project of yours, is it? I think I saw that earlier.
And I think we got this person too here. How's it going, peeps? Hi, Andy.
Hello.
So So we have people that's watching. So this will be a very good time to let everybody know that Andy will be back May 20th next month with quite a few paranormal teams. Paranormal Truth, Paranormal Path, Barry John,
Mhm.
and Dark Side Spirit Seekers, and of course Andy. So it's going to be very exciting next month when you tune back in. But since we have you today all by yourself, that's
It's gonna be a good chat. That's a good group.
that's great for us.
Yeah.
Now,
Like the Avengers of UK paranormal.
so how old was you when you first became interested in the unknown?
Well, mine. A lot of people have got stories where they witnessed something or something happened to them, but for me, that wasn't ever the case. When I grew up, I got a lot of books out of the school library, and they kept on being ghosty ones because I was interested in mysteries. So I looked at those ones and cryptids and UFOs and things. But the 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 sort of ghosts, I don't know using the word ghost, but that side of the paranormal kind of intrigued me because it had been reported for so long and affected so many people. Yet I didn't feel like people were really accepting it. They were really understanding it. It just kind of stood still. And to me, there was a mystery there, which I probably couldn't solve the UFO thing, but I could work on that. And that was the case until the 2010, I think, when my girlfriend bought a ticket to a public ghost hunt at Woodchester Mansion, and just about mansions today. And I went along to that, but I've been watching some ghost hunters, and I took with me a Mel meter and a night vision camera, and audio recorder, and I thought, if I'm going to figure this out and have a go at this, I'm going to go full bore into it. And on that night, I was walking around with a camcorder, and I had earphones plugged into the camcorder so I could hear what was recording. And I was walking past this doorway, and there was I thought there was an area of the building where no one was, and we might go there, but it turned out it was blocked off. And I just had this feeling that I was being watched. There was kind of, and I don't get those very often at all. But I said, "Hi, why are you watching me?" And then through my ears, I heard Arthur, just like that. And I still got the recording to this day. And at that point, I thought, "Oh, where did that come from?" And then only
Yeah.
years down the line did I find from research that the guy who owned the house had a son who died at a very young age called Arthur. And the voice doesn't sound like a kid. It sounds like an older guy just whispering that name.
Yeah.
But that got me thinking, yep, there's something to this. I'm going to try and work on this a bit more until I get to the point where I know for sure what I heard was real and what other people are witnessing is real. And then started actually having experiences because I was going out and looking for them.
Mhm.
Wow. Wow.
That's really cool.
That is really cool. So what is next for you on trying to make something else?
So it's a big year for me. I'm going full time on it for one thing. So
Oh,
I can,
cool.
Oh, that's great.
because
That's
I've
really
been doing two jobs basically for the last few years, and
Mm.
there's only so many 1 a.m.s you keep soldering until before you think I need to do something different. And I've got to the point where I've got a big list of stuff which is like nearly ready. So I'm working on this device which makes Estes sessions easier. Have you guys ever tried an Estes session?
Yep.
Yeah. So all the little foibles I'm trying to knock out of it. So it's easy to start running. You've got some options to filter out radio stations, changing the sweep speed and the volume control is just like a dial. So
Oh,
you
that's
literally
nice.
plug in,
So
get going, and then also communicate out through it. So it's got 3 color buttons where you press one that goes to red, blue, or green. So you can then come up with a code with someone outside the session. So you could say, if I hear a male voice, it's going to be red. If it's a female voice, it's going to be blue. Or if
I
the
love
person
that.
changes, green. So then, because I've always been the other side where you kind of assume you're talking to the same person in the session, but then after they come out, they go, I was there was like 30 people there I was hearing. And you think, oh,
Exactly.
that's why
Yeah.
the conversation made no sense.
Well, and it's so hard when you're doing an Estes session because I know I'm usually the one that does it for the teams, and because they've, and you probably know that they say mediums are a little bit more in tune with the Estes box sessions. So I'll do it, and it's hard, and the verbiage will come so fast. You don't have the time to say this is a male voice or this is a female voice. And as much as I try to do that, you're lost,
Yeah.
So it just becomes to a point where I'm like, I'll just have to tell you after the fact because it's just going to come out,
Yeah.
So
you might waste the opportunity there that a person could then try to drill down on what you're hearing to try and
Exactly.
get more out of them. So yeah, that's
I love that.
I've been done enough of them trying to want to make it easier for people to do it and also get more out of those sessions too.
Yeah, a little more accurate information that's coming through at the same time. I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It would
right,
help
there's-
people who are like just diving into it too.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit less confusing.
Yeah, and also I look at it from a kind of a variables point of view. So if someone looks at that technique and go, well, it's interpretation of the person who's listening to it, or that you're hearing radio stations are just saying the words, which might still be a thing, but it means that if you want to experiment with it, you can hit a switch and then get it so it doesn't hear a radio station, or it's got an external jack so you can plug a recorder in so someone else can either listen at the same time or listen back to the recording so then they can hear the same what you've heard. So it's trying to also make it so people can experiment with it a bit more too.
That's pretty cool. Yes, definitely let me know when you've got that out, because I'll be buying one of those too. I'm like, the website's right here. I've already got things added to carts.
Oh, don't buy yet. I've got a code for you guys, which is like super exclusive and short term as well.
Oh, good.
So,
Okay.
I'll buy it.
Perfect.
I'll do something today. So because she's been talking to me about it, and then she showed me the bell, and I'm like, let me go into Salem, and then I'll come back and purchase it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
question for you, Andy. What is there one location that's on your bucket list that it could be anywhere that you would want to investigate?
It's one I'll never get to do, but it's a UK one actually. I quite like Waverly Hills. I'd like to do Waverly Hills in America, but if I wasn't going there, Hampton Court Palace. It's had royals in there since Tudor times, and it's got so many famous like ghost stories that have been seen over the centuries. I like places like that. There's a place called Warwick Castle where people 100 years ago were hearing these footsteps going across the building, and the lady who was the lady of the castle was so intrigued she started going and investigating it and interviewing all the staff and the butlers and the footmen and saying, have you ever heard these footsteps? And she worked out this path they take around the top of the castle. And when we were there a few years ago now, we had several teams throughout the building, and at one point at night we heard those footsteps traveling between each team and down to where we were.
Oh, I love it.
So I'm always intrigued when you hear these older ghost stories, which then recur, and then you think, okay, that's interesting, because those people were 100 years apart. There's no way they ever spoke. Yeah, they witnessed the same thing.
Right. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, Waverly Hills is one of my bucket list items as well. I definitely want to do that. Amy Bruni was having one of her strange escapes there, and I was so tempted to do it, and the timing wasn't right. So I would have loved to have been able to go there and have her at least be able to walk you through and get all the lay of the land and everything. But that's definitely a bucket list item for mine. I did do, my husband and I were in Dublin last year for 18 days. So we did do the Hellfire Club. So took the hike up to the Hellfire Club and was quite impressed, and it's very active as well. So I highly recommend it. Make the hike up there and do it.
That sounds nice. I've always fancied Lep Castle in Ireland. We've talked about doing it a few times, and it's never really kind of come to pass. It's a control issue with Lep Castle, unfortunately. There's a guy who lives there.
Yeah.
And he's a lovely bloke, apparently. And if you just go onto the castle, he'll let you in, give you a drink, and then tell you all about the place. And the problem is that means even if you pay him to rent the place and investigate it, it will still just, if someone comes along, it will let them in and wander around the place.
Right.
So it's not ideal. I still want to do it because that's where they've got a banshee.
Oh, that would be really cool.
That would be really cool. I don't want to hear the banshee.
No, I don't. I'm not sure I want to hear it.
Yeah, right.
That's a maybe for me. A maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe.
If someone else hears it, that's fine.
I have to
And
think
you go,
about
oh, that's
that
interesting.
one, you know. But it would be intriguing.
Yeah. Is it bad if you record it? If someone else hears it and you record it and you get the sound?
I don't know.
That's a good
I'll have to ask
question.
around.
The
Let me ask them
report.
witches.
Okay.
I mean, and then I'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah. Is the screen personal? Is it?
Right.
Yeah.
Nico.
I don't know.
Nico
He
would know.
might.
I'll ask Nico.
might.
We'll go on TikTok and I'll ask him. We'll have
Yeah.
a discussion about banshees. I'll
Usually
see
with
if we get
Banshee, you
TikTok.
can't. Usually you can hear them. As far I'm concerned, that
But even if
matter
through
if-
a recording, though, would it still count?
Right.
That's what we need to know.
yeah, I know. I don't know for sure
Because
though.
I don't really want anybody to, looked up around me.
We can't really
know?
guess that.
You know?
So,
Yeah.
anybody in the audience knows now.
Yeah,
just
let us
let us
know.
know in the comments, and we'd love to
Yeah.
hear from you.
You
Yeah,
were there and
exactly.
you were doing a TikTok and you had everyone in the audience heard it. Does that count?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Right.
'Cause I did like a ghost box section with a haunted doll that ended up to be more malicious than what we were stupid. And everybody in my audience had an experience along with me,
Yeah.
but it was all at separate times. So
Mm.
now they kicked me off of paranormal talk for a little bit. But it's fine. I'll come back.
She was too scary for them.
I was too spooky.
yeah.
They called me the spooky queen for a minute. I'm like, I no. I just had a bad experience with you guys. You're welcome.
I did an interesting remote experiment. I did with Brie actually when she was in
Mhm.
St. Ignatius, and I was here. We set up some equipment, and we were getting interactions from here that were matching what Brie was getting in St. Ignatius. And then we switched around as well, and we did Newisham Park Hospital here while she was dialed in as well. So there is some odd stuff that goes on with remote. It's almost like distance doesn't matter. More the attention matters, or
Right.
you being in the zone actually kind of want to be part of their environment. I don't know. There's something to it which you do a lot more of those things. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should do some live streaming in a haunted location and see if you can pick up on things as we're doing it.
Yeah, it's I had a friend of mine who went to Tucson, and actually an elderly woman had contacted her and or a team down there, and she was going along with them. And she, right when she told me that, I was already getting hits on what was going on. I'm like, she's like, oh, the woman said she heard growling and she said it was demonic. And I'm like, it's just an elderly man and something having to do with you did not complete his wishes before or after his death. So and it was wild because she's in Tucson, which is about a 2-hour drive from here, south of where I'm at in Arizona. And she ended up, text messaging me at 8 o'clock, and it was just like the floodgates opened up, and I told her all this information. So yeah, you definitely don't need to be like in the location to be able to have, that matching of information or, activity that's coming through. I absolutely love that whole, object of doing like a test of that. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, that's what just happened with you and I,
Well, yeah, you were in Salem.
I sensed something. You sensed the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. It was like you were in Salem and I'm here in Arizona. So we're like,
It's quite far apart.
country. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Across the country.
Across the country, yeah.
It's just that magical bond.
She's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
she knows what
she
she's
is.
doing.
She's very talented. Yeah.
It's a good point you raised as well, Colleen, about sometimes people kind of picking up on a bit of something and then misinterpreting it and then kind of running with it almost. So like thinking it's a growl, but really it's not. It's another remote one, weirdly enough. But we had some people in the team we investigate with who went over to Poveglia Island in Italy, and they were doing a stream from there. And I was then watching and then feeding back if they needed to check anything. And at one point, I heard it sounded like an EVP, and they wound back and they listened to it, and they thought it said "get out," and so then that tainted the kind of the rest of the conversation they were having, and it didn't really seem to go anywhere. But when they got back and listened to it through again, it wasn't at all. It was completely different. It actually was help me. It said.
Oh,
So
yeah.
If you take the approach of thinking someone wants you to go, but really they're asking for help, then of course they're going to shut down as soon as you think that they want you to leave.
Yeah, I
Well-
feel like a lot of people think with like any like spirit activity
Yeah.
that it's more scarier than what it actually
Yeah.
is. Sometimes they just want a conversation with you.
Mm.
Right.
That's all like the
Yeah.
older lady example at the Hawthorne Hotel that I encountered. Every time I came back from an adventure in Salem, I would talk to her about it and everything, and the energy got less heavy. So
Yeah. Yeah. I always say
Well, like-
don't talk to ghosts. Talk to people. And
yeah, I talked to her like she was my best friend. I'm like, guess what I did today? Guess what? Someone tried to curse me today. How about you know? But that's all they are. You know, they were people at one point too, and you know, sometimes they just want a conversation.
Yes.
Because like you feel invisible all over again. It's like
Mhm.
freshman year.
Well, I
Yeah.
feel like too, oftentimes, and it's true, you're absolutely right about that, because they take things and they'll take it out of context and put it in a negative realm. In this
Mhm.
particular
Mhm.
case, the gentleman that I was communicating with was the husband, and he literally had said this was the only way I could get her attention. I was literally doing X, Y, Z, and she's not paying attention to it because in our rational brains, you know, we go, oh, that paper moved. A cat did it, or the fan did it. You know, we rationalize too much that it for the entities, it's very difficult for them to communicate with somebody that's not paying attention.
very
Just like-
frustrating.
Yeah, very frustrating. So, I mean, that's what I told them. I said, you know, of course you're going to get someone's attention with a growl, because that's going to go, holy cow, what was that? You know,
Yeah.
all of a sudden you're aware now. So
Yeah.
he accomplished what it was he wanted to do, was to get your attention because he was upset about something, you know, and he wasn't
Yeah.
demonic. He was just mad because they didn't spread his ashes in the second place that he needed it to be spread. They put it in the vegetable garden out back.
I would be frustrated too. Okay.
Yeah,
Crikey.
I'm like,
I would
why
too.
really?
I'd be
I know
really
this-
frustrated.
I know there's so many times where we have friends over, something will happen, and they're like, "Oh, it's a spirit," and it's like, "No, it's not." And then something else will happen. "Oh, it's a spirit." Yes, that one is. You know, because every time something happens, people think, "Oh, it's a spirit. It's a
Mhm.
ghost. Somebody's haunting me," and you know, it's really not. So you know, you have to differentiate what is the real thing and what is
Mhm.
not. So my
I was-
question to you, Andy, is how would you explain to others what is real and what isn't?
Yeah. So for me, I take a bit of an odd sort of approach, considering kind of how my backgrounds. When something happens, some people jump to, like Colleen said, more just jump into try and debunk it or discount it, or
Mhm.
like said Chris as well. Sometimes they don't do it at all. But for me, I like to try and run with it and see more interaction I can get. So a little tap might just be the an air conditioning unit or the radiators, but
Right.
it might not be. So I will try and engage with it, but not in a way to say do a trick. So if you're a tap, I don't say do it again. I'll say thanks for that, and then start trying to go into the detail of anything I was talking about a bit more, and just see if it happens again. And then if I don't, then I'll go and then start trying to work out what possibly could have caused the tap over by that side of the room. And that's what I always try and get people to do as well, is don't discount it, even if it could very well just be a radiator, and just run with it a little bit more.
Mhm.
But then look into what it could have actually been.
Mhm.
And if you haven't really recorded it, then in essence, it didn't really happen as apart from just an experience for yourself. So I always
Yeah,
try and
true.
get people to record things. So then if they're trying to work out if it's paranormal or not, then they've got that hand, so they can go back and listen to it and go, hang on, that's not what I thought I heard. That's clearly just someone shuffling around. It wasn't actually something scraping upstairs. It was something right next to me. So I try and get people to record all the time, even if it's
Right.
on their phone or anything at all, but also not to discount it too quickly, because it would be very frustrating if
Mhm.
you've been there for a while and you clicked with someone who'd come into the building and you thought, oh, hang on, that person seems interested in what I'm doing here, or they remind me of someone. I'm going to try and
Right.
communicate with them. And if that person then goes, do it again. Oh, okay, thanks for that bang or that growl. Do it again. You think, oh, can't be bothered with this. It's too much
All
hard
right, I'll
work.
see you later. Bye. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I also follow like my intuition on it because I've been having experiences since I've been a little girl. Like you can ask her, people would walk past my room and see a spirit like big spooning me. Trauma I don't want to talk about. Or like
Big
a
spooning.
lady humming. Yeah, this happened multiple times. They like me.
Okay. Or an ask.
That's because you're likable, Amy.
There's boundaries there, okay? Or like a lady humming, and people wouldn't believe me until it happened to them. That's why I always like small children, because I was a small child at one point. Saying, "Hey, this is what happened to me."
I have it's kind of like maybe off the wall question, but when we moved to our new home in Colorado many years ago, probably the first week we got a phone call from a hotel that was abandoned, but somebody called us probably 2-3 times. Would you remember
Mhm.
that? And
Mhm.
they say, "Help me, help
Oh my
me."
god.
It was so weird.
And yeah,
And
it was
that
weird.
house, I got big spooned and petted.
Yeah.
Just saying. Yeah.
I still
Yeah.
don't. I want to Google what big spooning means.
Teaching new language.
It's okay. I got
Yeah.
you. It's like a little cuddle from behind.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay, like big spoon, little spoon. I see. Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
good.
They like to pet you like you're a little doggy or something, and
Yeah.
you're like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't need to be that comfortable with you.
But when we got like a few phone calls and we checked the number, it was disconnected,
Mhm.
and so I traced it back to an abandoned hotel back in the late 1800s or early
The
1900s.
house was really haunted though.
Yeah, it was. I was just like, this is so weird. What would you suggest that we should have done differently?
Maybe not
if
answer the
It's weird. It's weird you mentioned that actually,
could
because
next to the phone.
it's we actually had a similar thing happen on investigation only a couple of weeks ago, and in a pub just along the south coast of England. We were just middle of investigating this pub, and the phone rang, and someone picked it up, and they heard just a very gruff male voice and a few words that they couldn't pick up, and then there was nothing. The line went dead. And then checking back on the audio of it, there's an EVP that occurs just before the person picks up, and then hears the voice as well. So there was something going on in the bar and on the phone, almost like maybe the phone call wasn't even for us. I haven't picked up what it sounds like. I've sent it to Brie actually, see if she can figure out what it was. But
Wow.
yeah, the interesting thing there is you said that the hotel was from the 1800s, so the phones must have been installed sort of
After.
late into that period.
Mhm.
I would have thought. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Well, the thing I'm doing next time we go to that pub is it's probably old tech now, but used to put kind of recorders on the outside of phone receivers, just then to pick up what's coming through the phone. So
That'd
I'm
be
going to set that up
excellent.
next time we go. So if we do get the call through, we can properly record what is actually coming through, but also maybe some of the tone might help us identify where it's come from too.
Because I know after we got the phone call and I looked it up and it's like, well, I'm not going there because was like 5 hours away from us, I think, 4 or 5. So, but later that night, we had a jar that was empty that just flew off the counter. I mean, just boom, right on the floor. No one was around it, no pets, nobody. And it was pretty far back where it couldn't fall off or anything, and it just flew off. And I remember Amy's like, "Mom, did you see that?" And we saw it. We both saw it at the same time. It was like, oh my God.
I felt like really with that spirit, in that location, that spirit did not like women.
It must
it
be.
did not like women.
I don't
And
know.
sometimes that happens. He just wanted our attention, and he didn't like that we were strong women. That happens.
Yeah.
I think kind because people
He didn't come back after I said a few words.
No, we moved.
so.
We moved.
No, this is in Colorado. the
Yes,
same-
this
it
was in
same
Colorado,
room.
and we moved locations, honey.
Well, yeah, we did move location. Yeah, you're
They're
right.
really mother
So
and
it's
daughter,
still
Andy,
there
but
then.
they really are like sisters, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I,
I'm getting
I'm
that vibe.
the mother.
Yeah.
This is my daughter.
Yeah.
Her memory. It's okay.
Yeah, we come across quite often the disrespect of women as part of an investigation now, and sometimes again it's about maybe perception, what we were talking about earlier as well, that it may be like a hateful man who for some reason didn't like women, but it could also just be a completely different time where women had a completely different role in society and used to be property of their
Yeah.
husbands. So
Right.
it was almost kind of, just unacceptable that you'd be addressed by a woman, and it wasn't the individual's personality. It's just that
Yeah.
that's how the culture was.
I
Right.
felt like that was the situation there.
Mm.
I felt like he didn't like that we were strong women, and
Yeah.
that's just it happens sometimes,
Yeah, and when we had our coven over for Sabbaths and everything, some of the coven members, like some was really really cold, where the hams was really clammy, and some was like really overheated, where they just
I just felt like
You
in
know?
that location the energy was going up
yeah,
and down.
it
and
was really
that
it-
happens when you have a little ghosty
yeah,
hanging out.
it was really a funky energy that we
It was nothing funky about it.
experience.
It was dark. It's
well
fine.
it was just kind of like it was kind of dark, but
It was dark. I just spooned it. I know fully where I've been petted by this thing.
Exactly.
It was
Big spoon.
It was not
Big
okay.
spoon.
Big
Big
spoon.
He
Yeah.
was
Well,
the big
that's
spoon. Fine.
to
Well,
his point. That's true about the disrespect. It not really the disrespect, but that time frame period. Because I was like 2 weeks ago, I was in Globe, which is a very mining oriented town, and we were doing an investigation of the Elks Lodge. Well, the very top floor they used by the Masons, Masonic Lodge would use it. And so, being a medium, I went up there to check it out. And it's not the first time that I've done a Mason Lodge or a room where I've had an entity come up to me and tell me, "Get the F out." And it's not that it's not that he's evil or mean or anything like that. It's just he said to me, "You're a woman, and this is man's land. You're not supposed to be out here."
Against the
Yeah.
rules.
Hence the rules, right? And so I tried to explain gently, but then I just vacated the room because I didn't want to make him mad. So,
Yeah.
he's definitely in a different time frame. So it's true.
And you wouldn't have got anything about communication from him, imagine, anyway.
Right. Correct. No, because he was just focused on the fact that you're in a room that this is for men's work. You
Exactly.
have women's work to do.
So
Get out.
we're in this room, we're rolling up our trouser legs, giving each other handshakes. No women
Yeah.
allowed.
Yeah, exactly.
I try to always remember that as well, because in a different time period, different rules,
Yeah, right.
everything.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
if I believe in something differently now, it's fine. They
Yeah.
didn't.
Right.
So I try to be respectful as I can because they're in a different time still.
Yeah.
Well, I think they like to be educated. So watching us doing things,
I don't know if they want to be
It's-
educated,
it's
but I do
well,
believe
it's like, oh my
curious.
gosh, this is it's like 100 years later, and this is how this happens now. What is a TV? Oh wow, this is cool. This was something I wish we had 100 years ago. I mean, that's what I meant. Something
Sometimes
like
you
that.
just can't treat an old dog new trick.
Well, no, I'm not saying treating dog tricks.
New
What I'm
tricks, new
saying,
tricks.
new tricks. What I'm saying is that I think they're fascinated about our lifestyles.
I think they're curious.
So-
I don't think they want to be educated about us
Well,
in that way.
Well, the other thing too, you guys, speaking about the different time frame, it happens with I've noticed on paranormal investigations, and maybe Andy can back this up because you seriously do really even more older buildings than I've been in. And that is sometimes these entities that are from 800 years ago don't know, oh, I'm supposed to touch this EMF, or touch the REM pod, or a cat ball, things like that. I've had it where they've been curious and maybe they might have touched it to get it to do something. But in the most cases, even like the portals, some of them, like one of my team members has an extremely very high tech portal, and we were in an 1879 tent saloon that from Tombstone, and they literally were telling me, we're actually a little nervous about this. We don't.
Yeah, what is that thing?
Right. It's neon blue and lights and coils, and they're looking at that like, yeah, I ain't touching that.
Yeah.
So
What I like to do is like explain to them like what's going on, what's happening, because I feel like communication is key in life, and it's still in the afterlife.
oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It is.
And trust. I think that's important
Yeah.
too.
You have to build that bond with them.
Right.
Well, we've got a few minutes left. I just want you to plug in everything else about you. How can people contact you? And besides the website, you do have a Facebook page as well, public and personal too, I think.
Yeah, I kind of hit a bit of a wall with the amount of people I could have as followers and friends at one point. So and end up with 2, which is I'm not going to fight Facebook and try and figure out how to sort that one out. But yeah, I end up with 2. But if I start off actually with the kind of the free gift to everyone who's listening, so I've set up a discount code for the website, which is going off the bottom. If you put Cauldron into the checkout when you go to it over the next 24 hours, it's 30% off everything, which is like more than I ever normally give. So it's a good discount. And
That's
as you
cool.
said, even to people in the States, the shipping for me is always at cost level, and it's out the door pretty much the next day usually. But otherwise, yeah, I have an Instagram I'm trying to work on as well, which is Sky Paranormal Tech, which I'm enjoying doing. I don't usually get involved too much with some of the stuff. I've even got a TikTok, which I'm struggling to figure out what to put in there. But I've been interested in doing more lives recently, because we're doing lots of different sorts of experiments,
Yeah.
and with lots of new types of kit. And I thought lives is a good way of kind of showing people stuff and get their feedback on it before I start, putting it out there.
Mhm.
So I tend to I've got a YouTube channel, which is again Sky Paranormal. If you go to skytech.co.uk, there's links from there anyway. But whenever I'm releasing anything new, the first place you'll ever see it is on my YouTube channel, because I need to do a demo video and host it somewhere. So it's the place to get sneak peeks of things that are coming out soon.
Ooh,
Oh, wow. Cool. Well,
that's really cool.
so if I got this right, if they go to the website and put Cauldron in the checkout, they would get a discount, correct?
30%.
Yes, that's Sally. It's for,
I will
30% off?
tell people on TikTok tonight.
Is it 30% off?
Yes.
yeah, 30% off. Just share it wherever you like, and
I will
get some
definitely share it.
cheap scientifically derived kit.
I'll tell them.
There.
I'll tell all my
Okay.
paranormal friends.
Okay. Well, it's been great to have you as a guest. And to the audience, I just want to remind you again that Andy will be back on May 20th, along with some other paranormal teams that we have, our friends over there, Barry John, Paranormal Truth, with Jamie and Rebecca, Paranormal Path with Jacqueline Dixon, and Mark and Michelle from Dark Side Spirit Seekers. So if you miss Andy, you will see him again.
Yeah, can't get rid of me.
Yeah. So-
We're not getting rid of him.
no, we're not going to get rid of you now
Yeah.
since we have
Absolutely.
you're ours.
We,
You're ours.
we bonded over the big spoon at this point, so we have to keep him.
Yeah, exactly. I know for sure what a big spoon is now. That's very useful.
Well, it's I guess it's the new lingo that
Mm,
you
really?
can tell
I'm
others.
gonna be using that all the time now.
He's going to have a new device called the Big Spoon.
Yeah, the big spoon.
Oh my God.
You have to wear it on
my
your back.
gosh. Oh my. Oh my. But we just
Anytime.
but we're gonna go off the air now. Andy, please stay behind just for a few minutes while we come back on and talk to you backstage. And for the audience, please subscribe to Within the Cauldron, Behind the Witch's Veil. Go to Andy's website, subscribe, like, and share. And just tell everybody about us and about Andy too. And blessings to everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Andy.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.